Okay, I'm ready. I'm rolling.
Okay. Thank you so much. The trailer is hilarious.
Oh,
the
thank
presentation is great. It's
Thank
a
you.
wonderful film. Can't wait to see it. Why are you not at home doing right?
I should be at home.
Yes.
Tomorrow, but I'm over here with you. I'm excited.
Me too. Me too. I have so many questions. I boiled it down to three. What's animation? No. I would love to know. You said 95 years of heritage of Disney animation.
Yeah.
So it all started with a mouse.
Right.
And Disney evolved into a giant media complex.
Yeah.
What's the standing of animation in all of this?
Well, the thing I love is that the animation is still a core element of a company that's gotten bigger over time. And I look at why is that? One might think over 95 years things might shift, but at the end of the day, the company is about creating great characters. And whether it's Disney Animation or Pixar Animation or Marvel or Lucasfilm, what our goal is to create great characters that the audience falls in love with. And if we do our jobs right, then people want to see those characters in all different types of forms, whether it be in film, television, theme parks. And so we that's what we do. And I think animation is always going to be a core element of that we're in there creating stories and characters that hopefully the world will fall in love with.
Because now the old, and put that in quotes, the old animated feature films are turned into some kind of hybrid in live action and CG-driven some things. Film is not the right word for it. Is animation still the core of the company?
Well, I think there's many cores in today's world, but animation will always, because it was one of the original founding pieces of the company, be a key core piece of it. And I think what you look at where we are in terms of as a studio, how we've grown over the past 10, 12, 14 years, you can see that our storytelling just gets stronger and stronger, and that we have this incredible group of filmmakers that are making movies that are really resonating around the world. Everything from Tangled to the first Wreck-It Ralph, Zoomania, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Vaiana. I mean, these are movies that I think have really hit with the audience in a great way, and hopefully will in 10, 20, 30 years be movies that somebody might want to actually take and consider making in different mediums.
So with great power comes great responsibility. In your latest corporate trailer you showed us today, you celebrate diversity, gender, artists from all different parts of the world coming together and doing the work. How much politics of modern day is Disney reflecting in that?
Well, I think the thing that is amazing, and it really is one of the things I love about the idea of the internet and the way it's connected people, is we have people from all over the world who are part of Disney Animation, and they sit in all different parts of our production, whether it's animation or rigging or lighting or storytelling. And what they do is they influence us because people bring their own stories to this group that is creating the movies. And I think it's critical to have that kind of a broad-based group of people coming together to help tell these stories. So it's the thing I'm proud of, and I love the fact in that piece you saw today, there's a gentleman who speaks of the fact that he grew up in Cairo and he watched the movie Aladdin and it had an impact on him, and he never thought he could be a part of the animation community at Disney, and yet he is. And he brings his story, his name's Yasser, he brings his stories to the table with us, and he brings his influence, and it's through his lens that he sees the world that helps shape storytelling that feels more universal.
But isn't it funny that in its last film, Pixar celebrated the culture of Mexico, and now you are celebrating the culture of the World Wide Web? And it's very funny that because from the European perspective right now, it's totally different than what you hear from your country politics right now. So it's a wonderful some kind of counterbalance of what's going on over there. Seems to me.
The idea of going into the internet?
Yeah, now the celebrating the World Wide Web in its diversity and in contrast to something like America First. Is it just a spoonful of sugar that your film brings, or is it really something you want to tell the world.
Well, it's interesting when you go in to figure out a world you want to go into, and this is going back 6 years, and you think about the internet, you say to yourself, well, that's a world that seems like it would be incredibly amazing to explore in the world of animation. It feels like it's the kind of thing that you only could do in animation, bring that world to life in a way that people haven't seen before. And so to us, that's what got us excited. Then once we were in thinking about the world of the internet, we wanted to make sure that we were telling it in a balanced way. So we do talk about the great things of the internet, the way it connects the world, the way that you can shop online and find anything you may ever want to find, that there's a social media side to it, that there's a searching engine to it, that it makes our lives easier. But we also talk about the complicated sides of it too, because that is a reality to it. But we didn't pick the world of the internet because of some political reason. We picked it because we thought it was a really ripe world to tell a great story with these characters that we love.
How do you think this will travel? Is the internet perceived differently in different parts of the world?
Well, what excites me about it is I think the internet is a part of all parts of the world. So as a result, I think there's an entry point for people to say, I know the internet and I want to see how these filmmakers have actually depicted it. It provides a great backdrop for comedy, but ultimately it is a story about two best friends, Ralph and Penelope, who go on this journey, and they leave the small town arcade, they go into the huge city of the internet, this big expanse of the internet, and for one, her eyes are open to a world she never knew existed, and she falls in love with it, and for the other, he's not in his comfort zone. It's a world he doesn't want to be a part of. It's too big, it's too expansive, he doesn't fit. We even use that as a physical idea within the animation itself, that he doesn't fit in this world and he wants to go back home, and what will that do as it challenges their friendship? That to me is a very universal idea that everyone can relate to. No matter where you live on this planet, there are those moments in time where somebody has to realize that their relationship to somebody else is going to change and evolve. And what does that mean, and how is that going to work? So I think that is a universal concept.
Sorry, but 2 times out.
So sorry.
It goes by so fast. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you again. And
I hope I will see you soon.
Well, that's true. We'll be back in the fall.